Really great point. I want to come over here and sit while I was going to tell you about the colors, because this one is so pretty, this soft blue.
Isn't it beautiful?
Isn't it so pretty?
Oh,
it's called
it's my
powder.
favorite.
It's beautiful.
It's my favorite.
I love it.
It is in the gray tones, but it has the blue, the powder blue undertone. So it's kind of like your denim. It's your chambray. The oyster you've seen me sit in. You've seen Callie sitting in the tawny. And then
this is lead.
The lead. It's
like
a beautiful charcoal. So if you have gray cabinetries, if you have gray floors, a lot of people are doing cement floors in their homes now.
They are. I like that.
Decor.
Yeah.
This is something that balances it. But it also works with all of your warm tones. Everything that we did here is just a nice chameleon that blends in with all the color families.
They're so pretty. I will just give you a heads up that the most limited is the lead. Right here, this darker version of the gray. The powder has a slight, like a slate gray blue, and back to the colors, I should say back to the fabric.
Yes.
It is not just a soft, beautiful fabric to sit on and touch. It's got such a beautiful pebbled effect to it.
It does.
What a beautiful feat.
And it truly is a leather look.
It is.
A suede feel.
Very soft
with
suede.
That iClean technology that is resistant.
I'm petting it.
It's water repellency, and it gets a 5 out of 5 stars for your coffees, your wines, your teas, your waters, everything that you drink, and it's stain lifting. So if you're eating in your recliner, pizza night, and things like that, the stains lift and very easy to just take care of.
They're also finished completely all the way around, from the back to the sides, etc. So obviously the assembly, we talked about how they put it together in your home when you get it. But there's also this incredible company called LaZBoy. Have you heard of them? That are worldwide, and your factories are, you know, scattered throughout the country, and this is all part of the process. Oh, that's the at-home delivery.
Yes, that's us putting the connectors together for the power. Now we're going to connect it to the actual surge protection box and plug it into the wall. Again, this is 8 feet of cord, but if you don't want the power cords to be seen, consider that lithium-ion battery. Now, our factory and our home office, we are still made in America. Our world headquarters is still in Monroe, Michigan, where it started in 1927. Our largest plant that you see here is Dayton, Tennessee. Everything we do is specific for the style of furniture that we're sitting on. So we are not a one-size-fits-all manufacturing company. Every type of wood, all the different Dacron, all the specific foams in this Trouper are designed specifically for the Trouper. We not only give you that iClean fabric for the cleaning technology, but we also are very stringent on how we test our fabrics, test all of our foams, and even testing our recliner over 100,000 times to make sure when you're using your heirloom furniture that it is covered in every way, shape, and form, so that you know when you pass this chair down from a generation to a generation, it still functions from the day it was first in your home. And this is why we give you a limited lifetime warranty. It's lifetime on the parts, lifetime on the mechanism, and lifetime on the frames for the life that the original purchaser owns it. So yes, you will pass this down to a son or a daughter. You probably remember your family's #1 top selling chair in the home when you were growing up. No, you couldn't sit in it as soon as daddy came home, right? Or after mom's done cooking and cleaning in the home. Now you can have your own with all this fresh, brand new technology. And even our original manual recliner, which I'm sitting in and Callie's sitting in, this is not like any other manual recliner. This is the arc handle. It is actually shaped so it's longer than a standard handle. It has an area here that allows you to function the chair with single finger operation. The leg rest is a 3-position locking leg rest. You have an 18-position ratchet inside. So if you hear all of those clicks, that means your LaZBoy is working correctly. The chair comes up to what it believes to be the best position in reclining for me. So imagine 3-position locking footrest 18 position ratchet. That means you get 54 manual reclining positions,
Yeah.
53 more than any other company out there. And when you get up, the back moves with you so that you always have your lumbar support. And when you lower the handle, you're gonna hear a larger ping and then come back to your upright rocking. And I want you to know, if you hear the sounds, your chair is not broken. It means your chair is working properly, and that final ping is because now everything unlocked so you can start to rock again.
How long have you been with LaZBoy?
28 years.
Nice.
28 years. So when they turn 100, I turn 30.
No, I mean, it says a lot to be with a company that long. And obviously, great company, US-based company. I mean, we don't need to say they're the leader in the industry because, like I said, that's why people say, do you have a LaZBoy?
That's right. And we invented recliners. So two cousins in a garage, how could they make a chair that worked better for your body? And this is the original recliner. Look, I can recline and still rock. It's because back here in the back, there are two hinges, and those hinges move forward and backwards, just like our hips.
Yeah.
This is how our body moves, and
Yeah.
they designed the recliner to work and operate the way the human body
Boy,
works and operates.
I wish they knew today what they started and the legacy. I mean, that's just continuing for, I mean, 100 years, almost 100 years. That's a really, I love that story.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's
If
fun.
you are just tuning in, we wanted to make sure you see the color choices. The one on the end with Amy is the tawny, which is so pretty. It is the #1 most popular. So this is the manual mode. We have both manual and power. And I'll tell you about the pricing because it's a really nice savings today. This is that beautiful gray, which is called lead. It's like a graphite.
Yes.
Like a really
Yes.
beautiful, oh, it's gorgeous. And this is so soft. We can't wait to tell you more about the fabric because it's the nicest I've ever felt. I've done a lot of LaZBoy shows. This is the powder, which is so pretty. And I love that it's in that gray family, but it's that softness of the soft blues.
And when with you wearing your chambray, you can see that it has that
Right.
blue tones. But if I come over with more of all of these jewels, it changes again.
Interesting. Okay. One other color is this one here, which is the oyster that I absolutely love. I think Amy's favorite is this one.
Yes.
I don't know. I love both of them. But both options are still here. I don't know if you can tell though on the graphic it says WDD. That stands for Weekly Deal Drop. We put up multiple deals on a Monday and then try to last them through the following Sunday, and then we'll drop certain more deals on Monday mornings. This is Saturday, so that means these prices go away tomorrow. This is your chance if you've ever wanted a LaZBoy. Do it while you can get them, first of all, and get the VIP delivery without charging you for it. It's free. It's all included in that shipping, which is free. That tallies up to somewhere close to $100 just for that alone. And we'll tell you about VIP delivery because it's awesome. But the most important thing to me is that understanding that between today and when we raise the price back up to normal, just difference in HSN pricing, it's almost $300 less for the manual here today, while it's a WDD, is over $425 less by getting it now versus waiting until next week. But when you look at the retail comparison, I mean, retail-wise, you're getting the manual for $900 less at HSN today and tomorrow. And if you go to retail, you're gonna spend $900 more. If you get the power, $1,300 less. I had to triple do the math with my producer, Rocky. I'm like, are you $1,286 less getting it here right now, today or tomorrow before the price goes back up. It's just a matter of manual or power, and then you decide which color. And then I do want to remind you, you can do their 5 flex payments with any major credit card you like. If you have an HSN card though, 18 months of financing. And that means no interest is accruing or will accrue unless you didn't pay it off by that 18th month next year. But just to pay as little as like $94 to get the power, $94 is all you spend each month. And like I said, if you get the power mode here now, you're getting the power mode for $300 less here than you're gonna get the manual mode in retail. Is that amazing?
Yes.
What a relationship
Yes.
we've established with LaZBoy. So I hope you can treat yourself. We're not done though with the goodness, because Amy's going to show you more about this incredible Tempur-Pedic material inside.
Yes, so inside the seat cushion, and I'll go back over that when I get back to the chairs, but we do 2 different kinds of foam when you're sitting down. The bottom layer is LaZBoy's high resiliency foam. This is what accepts your body weight. Now you saw in the hour before, if you were watching on the vacuum with all of the billiard balls, this is the cue ball, and it accepts the plop. And that's what we do when we sit down on our furniture, we plop. So it accepts your body weight and absorbs that. But on top of that is where we put the Tempur-Pedic foam. Same cue ball, and I'm going to drop it, but look what happens. So the bottom is accepting all of the body weight when you first sit down, and then the cue ball is acting like your hip flexors, your spine, your tailbone, and everywhere you sit, watch, the cue ball disappears, and as you get up, the foam recovers and has nothing but a tiny little divot until it also recovers as well. Now I'm going to let you do this, Kelly, because I want you to experience what memory foam, the true Tempur-Pedic. Again, this is a mattress company that worked with LaZBoy scientists and engineers to take that mattress and bring it down to the right cell structure necessary for seating. And this is, not only do you plop and get that comfort of the cushion, but then this being on top, every time you move and shift in the recliner, this continues to contour around your body. When you get up, and if you're sharing your recliner, the next loved one that sits down, it accepts their body weight first and then begins to contour all the way around the pressure points for customized seating. So look at that again.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
When you sit down, you're like, it is just like, you feel like the queen
Yes.
of the house.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's how you should feel.
There's no comfort like it. I'll have to tell you, my dog would prefer to sit in the recliner because you can see it conforms around him too. And he just puts his head down and goes to sleep. It's hysterical. Like, get out of my chair. Get out of my chair.
How many pounds does he
He's
weigh?
65 pounds.
Oh, he's a big boy.
He's a big boy. So, but he knows where the best seat in the house is, right?
Exactly.
But not only this as your seat cushion and this as your comfort layer, I also want to point out, and the Trouper is LaZBoy's #2 selling recliner and has been for over 5 years. That's why we have it here today. But the Trouper is also a bucket seat. So not only do you have that high resiliency foam and the Tempur-Pedic on top, but just like a car seat, we give you an extra structure of foam on each of the insides of the cushion. So if you see these sides are higher, and that as it dips down inside where that Tempur-Pedic is, again, all the way in the back, all the way to underneath the ankles, that actually helps to keep the body centered in the center of the chair, but it doesn't mean you can't still shift around. But as a bucket seat does in the car, it levels the body more appropriately for even balance throughout your rocking experience and your reclining experience.
If I were you, I'd get the power. The power mode. And speaking of power mode, I want to give you kind of a last call opportunity on that power battery that
Yes.
you did such a beautiful job of explaining. If you don't want the cable or the cord extending from the chair to a wall, there is that portable power pack that, depending on how much you
That's
use
right.
it, can last up to
10 days, up to 10 days.
We have 30 remaining. 30 lucky people can still get that battery pack. 738521 is the item number. It's close to $100 off. It's about $90 off, and it also is on 5 Flex or 6 with that HSN card. Would you mind going back to the power modes with us?
I would love to go back to the power.
Because it's, to me, I love the power mode because it gives you almost completely ability to lay flat.
Both the manual and the power have what we consider like a zero gravity, so that you get into that full recline sleeping mode, our resting position. A mattress, a twin mattress, is 72 inches in length. This is 66 inches.
Okay.
So that's 5 feet, 6 inches of full length when you're reclining. Now, Callie, I'm gonna close it. I'm gonna hit the home button because you are 5'9". Yes, 5'9", I'm 5'3". I'm gonna ask you to sit down and put this in the full recline mode. So I'm gonna, if it's all right with you, I'm gonna press the 2 buttons, and it's very quiet, but it's also very gentle when it goes to that full recline. All right, the top of her head is fully supported. You can see through the shoulders, the waistline, through the hips. Look how the pad comes up behind the knees.
Perfect.
Moves down to support the calf muscles, and then all the way underneath is that Tempur-Pedic. This is 5'9". We've had 6'4" in the chair.
Yeah.
Just testing it. One of the camera guys is 6'4". He was like,
oh, Zach,
every time I'm here, he's like, I'm trying the next one. You know, and he loves how they fit. Now, I'm gonna go over to the recliner, and you'll see at 5'3", I'm gonna fit in the chair exactly the same way you do. And you're gonna think, well, how can your chair have you both look the same in the chair?
Interesting.
And it's the way the chair is designed. So look, there's my ankles. Callie's comes over just slightly more. She's taller, her head is still supported because it comes up higher than mine does. But because of that Tempur-Pedic, all the way in the back of the seat, all the way to the end of the leg rest, I'm fully supported, neck, shoulders, lumbar, through the hips. That's where that bucket seat and your Tempur-Pedic is for your comfort. And then the support all the way through. So you see 5'3", 5'9", 6'4", every one of us is beautifully supported in this chair. And when you're ready to get up, it's just the home button, whether it's on the outside of the cradle or the wireless remote itself. And then you're back up to that rocking position. Now, at 5'3", this is my other thing that I love to do. All right, if I get back in the chair, even with my heels on, my feet will not touch the floor. But the chair rocks at its own rhythm.
Interesting.
With just your body weight. For me to touch the floor, I don't have to shift my body, which puts pressure on us. I actually raise the headrest until it meets me, and then I increase the lumbar support. It's moving my body forward.
It's almost like a lifting.
Yes, it is. And now my feet are on the ground.
Interesting.
So this is where the chair does the work for you. You don't need extra pillows. You don't need something, a neck roll or a towel. And then again, same thing, home button, and let it do the work.
On that note, I'm gonna do that same thing while you're on this shot. I'm just gonna lift my headrest. Yes. So if I wanna just pretend I'm in bed watching TV, it lifts my head. Yes. So now I can put myself in a much more comfortable position. Yes. And my body is still relaxed and aligned. Oh my gosh. Wow, I've learned so much tonight. We've done a lot of shows together, but there's so many amazing features on this beautiful chair. Let me share with you the experience you'll have when this arrives at your front door, because, you know, the thought of like, oh my gosh, somebody's gonna leave a big chair sitting on my front door. What am I? Oh no, you're gonna absolutely feel like royalty. This is how it'll work.
Yeah. So we call you in 7 to 10 days to match up our calendar and yours, and this is an appointment. You don't have to stay home all day. We're gonna call you 30 minutes out, let you know we're on the way. Once we get there, you just let us know where you want us to put the chair in your home. If it's up 1 or 2 flights, that's fine. If it's down a flight, that's fine too. And then have 2 9-volt batteries ready, because in that power surge box, it does have a spot for 2 9-volts. If you don't get the lithium-ion battery, at least it has a backup. So if you have a storm and you lose power, it will bring you back to an upright seated position. We will put the back right on the base. In the manual, you just start using the handle. If it was the power, we're just gonna make those connections that we showed you earlier, attach it to the surge protection box and plug it in for you. We do have the two AAA batteries that are in the back. That will come with your purchase. And then pop those in and just start programming the remote to your favorite 2 settings, or your 1 or 2, depending if you're sharing. By the way, if you are purchasing a pair, if your budget allows you to purchase a pair, Callie and I have a big table in between the 2 of us. But if you had a normal-sized end table and you brought the chairs in closer, this is equal to a small sofa. Sofas start around 80 inches, and that's what this would be. This is only 38 inches wide.
Okay.
It's 39 inches deep, but it's 42 inches in the back height, one of our tallest recliners. So imagine a yardstick. When you really lay a yardstick down, you're only talking about 1 inch on each side. You wouldn't even notice it. So it's a small footprint all the way around, but it's a big footprint on the inside because of the way we shape the arms, the back, and the seat.
Are you guys just impressed as all get out? I mean, I am. Even if it was a regular price, I mean, HSN right now, this weekly deal drop, this price goes away tomorrow. But even at a regular price, I can see why people are happy to spend the full retail price when they go into a store, because the comfort is absolutely unparalleled.
It really
the quality is unparalleled. And I'll go back to our pricing because I have to. It's an incredible savings to get this now and not wait until tomorrow. Well, tomorrow the price, it goes up, it goes away tomorrow. Tomorrow is Sunday, so the price goes back tomorrow night. So you have a chance to save a lot of money. I mean, between $400 and $1,300. That's what we're talking about here. I don't know how we get those negotiations. That's not my world. That's our buyer's world, and I'm just grateful to them because they work so hard for you, our customer.
You know, we've been here almost 6 years.
Yep.
And it's the relationship that we have that we're able to bring this to you. And this isn't a, okay, I'm going to order it from HSN and it'll probably come in 6 weeks. No.
Right.
All of these custom order features have already been built. These are in our distribution centers around the United States, ready to be delivered to you as soon as we make that appointment. What are those custom order features? The first part of the custom order feature is the fabric, because that's what you see first. That iClean fabric is an upgrade with that iClean technology. Then they have the rocker base that's a coffee finish is an upgrade. The power recliner itself is an upgrade. The handle is an upgrade on the manual. The coffee finish on the bottom of the rocker blocks themselves, those are also an upgrade. So we've already done the custom order work for you. We've already built them. It's just a matter of the appointment time and delivery. And Father's Day is Sunday also. A week from tomorrow, I don't know why in my head I thought that was tomorrow. A week from tomorrow's Father's Day. We can't guarantee we'll have it in your home for Father's Day, but you can go on to hsn.com, take a picture of it, put it in a nice box and say, hey, this is coming like whatever your date is. It could be the week after that. What a fabulous gift. Brand new home, gift yourself. Brand new graduate, gift them. New baby, another great gift. This is just last for generations.
You said something that struck my mind earlier, in that back in the day when more moms stayed at home while dad was working.
That's right.
How many moms would be like, kids, dad's in the driveway, get out of his lazy boy.
That's right.
It's such a treat to just, I mean, life is busy, life is hard, life is crazy. This is the least you should do for yourself, is give yourself something that you look forward to getting and sitting into and relaxing. I'm not kidding that you'll probably fall asleep in this chair. If you do have anybody that's rehabilitating or going through any kind of, recovery kind of situation, it is going to be the coveted chair, the one place that they'll want to be and you'll want them to be, because it's supportive. It's not just comfortable. It's really all about how you put the cushioning into the different parts of this chair to support the parts of our body that need it the most.
That's right.
Do you mind going through that again, Amy? Because it's fascinating to me where you get more lumbar support and a wider length here in the seat section.
And this is very important. Now, you saw me work the manual recliner a few minutes ago. Literally, 2 weeks ago, I wouldn't even have been able to do that because I actually broke a few fingers, and I'm finally getting the physical therapy and they're coming back to normal. But I was able to use my LaZBoy because I had the power recliner.
Nice.
So there's different things for convalescing that are just as important as everyday comfort. Now, I'm going to take the chair into a full recline, but as I do, notice the seat comes forward as I recline the back. So if you're very tall, if you have long legs or a tall torso, as you sit, the chair begins to lengthen already to support you as you're still rocking and reclining. The upper back is a full pillow of triple tumbled Dacron. Then the center pillow is designed to come up and support the upper lumbar and the lower lumbar and support the kidneys, which is very important for support in the body. Then as we give you that full recline, this is where the TEMPURResponse memory foam is. It is all the way back here in an area you don't even see, but your body will feel when you're sitting in the recliner. And it goes all the way through the seat itself, over the chaise pad, and all the way to underneath the footrest. Now, something I haven't even mentioned yet, we do all the cut foam strictly for this recliner, these Troopers. That means this foam was cut strictly for this style. You have foam here in the front padding, you have foam here on the sides, and then the support itself that gives you all the way around. The T-cushion allows you to have more leg room, and then the T-cushion again in the back of the design allows you to have more kidney support. So we think about more than just where you're sitting in the center of the chair. The foam on the arms, you know, we talked about, I'm gonna raise this back up. If this were any other company than LaZBoy and they happen to offer a special seat, their seats start where the back starts. So when you go to recline, you've got nothing else in the seat but a gap that your body falls into. The same thing with the armrest. Companies will stop their special seating here, but LaZBoy has all of that foam that goes all the way to the back of the chair. Why is that? Because when you're reclined, your elbows go with you, your arms go with you, and that's really important that we make sure your touch points are supported in all areas of the body.
Nothing worse than like getting in that reclined position and your elbows are, you know, against metal. So, and while we're on these shots, I'd love to once again address that lighter color. Some people may be like, ooh, but this material, first of all, first time ever to do this material at HSN. It is the softest, what feels like suede, and what looks like pebbled leather. But watch how it's been treated for this to be able to happen.
And it's not a top coat treatment. We literally take the entire bolt of fabric, which is over 500 yards. It's immersed in a water-based, family-friendly solution so that every single fiber is coated with this. It doesn't rub off, it doesn't wear off, but it is liquid repellent. Look at that spill. And it's stain lifting. We know when you purchase LaZBoy that you're going to live in your furniture. Look at these little spills that fell off. All I have to do is dab them and pick them up. Okay? And then I'm just gonna lay the paper towel here. Look at the spill that comes to it. Now you can see what's left over. This is actually a little piece of lint that's not even any of the cranberry juice, but I'm gonna lay this closer. I'm just gonna dab, and there's another little spill that came up. And look at, imagine all of that that just came up. And what I prefer to do is I just like to come back and press a little bit more because juices like cranberry and wine actually have a residue. Look, you can even see that little tiny hint of pink. And now it's off of here, and your fabric is dry and ready to go.
Literally dry, and there's, I mean, nothing on the other side, nothing seeps through. Obviously, you can see there's literally bone dry.
Look at how wet that was.
I mean, that would be heartbreaking if you did that on material that's not treated to be able to take it.
And we all know that wine, cranberry juice, teas and coffees, not only are the liquids, but they all have an aroma. And if it weren't iClean technology, that aroma that spill goes down underneath the fabric, and then it starts to sit on top of the furniture underneath and begins to build a life of its own, is how I like to put it. You know, so imagine when you come into the room, sometimes you're like, I can't get rid of that smell. I've had the furniture clean, but cleaners can't even get underneath. There's no way that's possible.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Well, I think it speaks for itself. I mean, this is such a beautiful style in a LaZBoy called the Trouper Plus. This is, as you said, it's the best seller in 5 years, for 5 years running.
Right.
And it's here. And it's here this week at ridiculously good prices. Really good. This is like a Labor Day price or weekend or sale. I want to make sure you see the colors. If you're just tuning in, I know it's still relatively early on the West Coast. If you might just be flipping through, take a quick look. I think the array of colors are so pretty. Starting on the lightest, that is the oyster. We have the, oh, I think they're all so pretty. I do love that oyster. That's one of my favorites. And I know Amy's is that powder, which is the beautiful bluish, soft blue gray next to it. There's one darker version of gray, which isn't there. It's called lead. And then if you love your chocolate tones, we've got tawny, which has this week been the most popular. I do want to point out that the lead, which is the gray, is the most limited. I think we've got maybe 24 remaining in that, I'm not sure if that's the power mode or the manual mode. In the manual, we've got 24 remaining. How are we doing on the power mode in that lead color, Rock? Okay, like there's 40. So we're really, really limited. There's no more than 60 of any option, to be quite honest with you, as tomorrow is the last day for these prices to be applicable. And then they go up like substantially. HSN pricing goes up almost $300 for the manual, almost over $400 on the power. So I just say, which color? Give it a try. I know you're gonna be incredibly impressed with the comfort. I mean, LaZBoy, a 98-year-old company based right here in the United States, still headquartered in Monroe, Michigan, where they started back in 1927. And I tell you what, this is really a treat. I'm delighted that it's here. I love seeing this factory footage.
You know, I am so proud to be a part of this family for 28 years. We are very specific on how we manufacture. We stamp our own metals. We are very, very conscious of the hardwoods that we put inside of our frames. The testing that we do, that was an example of a laser type of cut that cuts each type of foam individually for each style of furniture. Industry standard, when you have Dacron in the back pillows like we do on the Trouper, is a single tumble, but not at LaZBoy. We triple tumble everything. Now, we've talked about the cleanability and the resistance of and stain lifting, but we also test the different parts of the foam very differently. That is actually a 250-pound steel dummy that we set in the chairs, and then we actually bang the chair around, if you will, for 100,000 cycles. So that equals lifetime of your living in your furniture. And we put it in a box, all sealed as if we were delivering it to you, and we drop it at the same height of what would be a delivery truck, so that when we unbox it, we've even tested that it comes out and is fully functional as we expect it to be in your home. Now, all of this is why we're able to give you a limited lifetime warranty. It's lifetime on the parts, it's lifetime on the mechanism, it's lifetime on the frame for the original purchaser. So if you have a LaZBoy that's 25 years old and you are the original purchaser and you have something go wrong, that's why we have customer service. A part, a mechanism, and a frame is all covered. All the other parts inside the chair all have different types of warranties, and all of that can be found on hsn.com. The fabric warranty, the power warranties, everything else. But imagine you have a chair that's 25 years old and you still have all your original warranty. You know, Callie, and I'm gonna excuse myself because my earpiece keeps falling out there, but I was telling Helen earlier today that I went by through the neighborhood on my way here, And it was trash day. And in the neighborhood, you could see somebody will put out a piece of, maybe an etagere, or they'll put out a patio chair that maybe isn't functioning anymore. But what I never see at the curb is a LaZBoy. Never, never. And I'm guessing if there was one, somebody that passed by snapped it up really quickly.
There for 5 minutes,
yeah. I mean, that's just something that's unheard of. Instead of putting your furniture at a curb, people take LaZBoys and pass it down to their children or their children's children because they have memories that go with them, not just the comfort of enjoyment as well.
I'm having a baby shower in the morning for a dear friend. She's due in, I believe, October.
Aww.
And I was just thinking, I had a LaZBoy when I was a young mom. What an amazing thing that would have been to just rock him to sleep and fall asleep together or nurse him in the earlier, times of that special, part of your life. I'm just saying, if you do have anybody in your life and you're a mom and a dad or a grandma and a grandpa and you want to like all pitch in and do this together,
that's right.
What a treat it would be for not only the mom, the dad, and the baby.
Well, and we have a granddaughter, and of course in the nursery is the LaZBoy. And I can tell you for that first year of life, that mom and dad